Hi everyone and welcome back to the Wow Embossing YouTube channel. It's Erica with you today with my second post of the month with the masculine theme of the month. So I am going to be using very similar colors to my last post. However, I'm doing my little thing again where I'm starting with one idea and then another kind of happened and it just kind of went off on a roll. So I'm going to be using very similar colors to my first post. So I'm going to be using gold and blue because they just go so well together. But on this one I'm going to be offsetting with a little bit of white. And I've been using the brushed stripe background stamp set from Concord and 9. And I just stamped this one time using my Misty and then I popped it back in, but slightly higher up because the idea was to then emboss with gold on top of those. So you get blue, white, gold, blue, white, gold. I thought, like in my head already, it was looking amazing. So I've got my powder here and we're gonna sprinkle it on. But because I didn't wait long enough between the ink and the embossing pad, the embossing pad did stick to a lot more than I wanted to. So we're gonna take a old paintbrush out and we're gonna clear off about halfway down on the actual blue stripe. So we actually get some blue in there as well. And this is an old paintbrush. It's no good for actual painting anymore. So I just keep it basically for cleaning up any messed up embossing adventures that I have. And I have a few still, even though heat embossing is still my favorite way of adding sparkle and shine. But keeping one of these on to hand is just always good because taking a little bit of time to clean up your embossing powder before you actually heat emboss it would just take your project up a notch. And this bit, I'm using my heat gun on the second setting, so the fastest one. And this, even with like all my faffing around and stuff, the heat embossing itself took less than a minute. I timed it. Isn't that like magic on speed? See what I did there? Oh, I crack myself up sometimes. But anyway, it is magic, isn't it? But like super fast magic. And look at that shine. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, I love that. I really love how that turned out. I would have like a dress in that if I could. So to finish these off, I wanted a happy birthday sentiment. And this is where things started to really go very wrong. Because this cardstock, I have been manhandling it all over the place. And I must have left so much oil on this because even with an anti-static tool and trying not to touch it much, and I actually stuck this whole thing straight into my giant pot of opaque bright white, super fine embossing powder. It stuck everywhere. And not where I just wanted it, but all over the place. So I think this little scrap of cardstock has just had it. And I tried cleaning it up afterwards and I thought, well, maybe it's not so bad, but it really was. It's kind of like a snowstorm around that happy birthday. And that's just not the look that we wanted. If we were going to do wintry things, then maybe. But I decided to cut out a banner and use that to kind of back up a sentiment, which I did with blue ink and clear embossing on white cardstock instead to kind of frame it. And then I thought, well, while we're on a roll, as you do, I cut out a H, I added a little shade of blue, and then I thought, I can heat emboss this as well. So of course I did. But only like a stripe down on each side of the sort of the columns of the H's, and H even. And I don't know how I came up with this, but anyway, I'm glad I did because I think it really turned out quite nice. And we're going to use the same goal so everything is like super matchy because, matchy, goody, right? Yes, I think so. So then after setting this as well with the heat gun, and I did probably use the lower setting for this now, or maybe I did use the fast one because I've been getting a little bit addicted to that now. It's like magic. Yeah, there we go. We set it onto the fast one and off we go. So this H, I then wanted to place right in the middle of my card and with the happy birthday banner in the middle like that. And then with a little bit of glue, that was all done. And because I liked it so much, I really, I know it's not very nice to like brag about your own project, but I just really love how this turned out. I decided to do another one. Yes, I did. And this one I did slightly different because I wanted to show like another sort of way of doing it. But instead of inking first, I heat embossed on top of an ink blended panel. So here's the first card. Nice, right? So nice and shiny. And there's the second one. So as you can see, it's like the same layout pretty much, but with a few little tweaks as I do. And yeah, I really love that. But the second card is using platinum instead of gold. And I think like color-wise, they just go so well together. So I hope you will try some of these card designs for yourself and found this video very helpful. I know I jibber jabber a lot, but I can't help it. It's just the way I am. So don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel for more fabulous tutorials. And as always, we will be back with loads more. So make sure you click that notification bell thing as well, so you'll get notifications as soon as a new one is ready. That's it for me for now. Thank you so much for stopping by. Bye bye now.